Welcome to Category Visionaries, the show dedicated to exploring exciting visions for the future from the founders who are on the front lines building it. In each episode, we'll speak with a visionary founder who's building a new category or reimagining an existing one. We'll learn about the problem they solve, how their technology works, and unpack their vision for the future. I'm your host, Brett Stapper, CEO of Frontlines Media. Now let's dive right into today's episode. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Category Visionaries. Today we're speaking with Sercan Esen, CEO and co-founder of Intenseye, an EHS platform that's raised $93 million in funding. Sercan, how are you?
I'm doing well, Brett. Thanks for having me. This is exciting.
No problem. I'm super excited to have you here. So let's go ahead and talk about everything that you're building. I see the company was founded in 2018. So take us back to 2018 and the founding of the company.
Absolutely. And I'm trying to think how long it has been. Feels like 20 years, but it's only like just 7-8 years. So yes, 2018 with my co-founder, and we worked for Sony close to 5 years, developed global applications. But then we started looking for an impact, like how we can create impact with technology. And we were extremely excited with how deep learning can change businesses and create value. And as a part of kind of, let's say, discovery, we started interviewing with different business units, like just this is shopping malls, maybe retail, and then we come across manufacturing facilities. And it was eye-opening. Like I visit personally over 50 facilities first 2 years of our journey. And I'm a software engineer. I don't know manufacturing. And to learn manufacturing, in fact, I made ice creams for a week, cars for another week. And I was working right next to frontline teams to learn more. And once we come across health and safety teams, it was undeniable that they need more tools. They need more help. And the gap between health and safety teams and operation was huge. And we saw 2.4 million people losing their lives every year. This is 4% of global death. And we thought we can help those teams with AI. And our technology is we connect existing cameras from manufacturing industrial spaces, operationalize health and safety, unsafe act and condition alerts so teams can act in real time and fix what is going wrong and in fact improve safety and save lives. So in a nutshell, we were so moved with the impact that we can create. And we also drawn into this mission and vision. And we thought, okay, now we can build an amazing team around this. And we are willing to give like just our lives behind this mission. And we started the company. So that's our founding journey.
Wow. So you have this idea, like, where do you begin? Like, what does the first 3 months look like?
Yes. So we are in a manufacturing facility and I'm making ice creams. And we have this shift manager told us a story how a worker lost his like just fingers in that like just night shift. And the moment you hear these stories, like you just cannot continue. And our mind was racing to a solution, how we can help you. So we start, okay, now let's come up with like just a proof of concept. Like what if we connect this existing camera stream and analyze with deep learning and send notifications to workers, frontline teams who maybe forgot their gloves at the night shift because those guys are like just doing a lot of hard things and they might be distracted and maybe they are like just, they are having a fatigue. So we thought, let's operationalize this. First AI models that we built created an immense impact for these operations teams. So we operationalized and I think the first facility we went live, and we sent these like just first notifications over a night shift, and it was like over 150 alerts. And shift management and operations team said, okay, now like let's scale this technology. But what else you guys can build? So we started mapping industrial hazards and incidents into AI models. So we started developing our like just first initial model base. And again, I was on a like roadshow. I was going into facilities, interviewing with health and safety leaders, manufacturing leaders, understand also their issues. So that was the priority. In first 3 months, it was like building roadmap, building initial models, connecting cameras, and giving value to our customers.
Amazing. That must have been fun. Do you look back at that time period and miss it to some extent?
I don't miss it because I'm doing still the same thing, honestly. It is just the same thing. Like we still build new models. Like a couple of days ago, we were with a customer and we solved their issue and it's still like just a new use case for us. In fact, it's not a new use case, but combination of all the like models that we built. So we came up with an idea, like what if you were able to combine these rules in a like just a beautiful way with a, like just a custom advanced AI model that you can solve your really unique challenge. So with team right now, we are creating a new workflow that they can mix our use cases and come up with workflows. So we will be giving our customers that capability as well. So my job right now is almost like I feel same. So yes, I miss early days and there are like things that's unique to like early days of the company. But I think you always carry that DNA in a like early stage business. Still, like just we are in that like growth mode. We are building a lot for our customers, but definitely we have also built a ton. Right now in real time, we are running like over 120 models 50 plus out of the box working health and safety use cases, which is helping us to go to market and create value for our customers immediately. But again, I believe I'm still running not just a company at the early stage.
Amazing. I love to hear that you're still doing that and you haven't gotten too big to stay close to the customers. If we just look at this problem as a whole, like, how does this problem even exist? Like those numbers that you were sharing, that's startling and like a little bit depressing, to be honest, that even exists. Like, how are things so bad?
Thanks for asking. And I usually known as a founder like buzz killer in like just these events. Usually I'm just everybody announcing their company. It gives like 30-second pitch and it's all fun. And then when I start pitching, it's like just, hey, people are dying. We are trying to help them. Sorry about that, but I have to. Like, this is the problem we are solving and we are so excited to solve this. But yes, it is a startling problem. It is huge. And we were also, maybe the first time we heard, we were also in shock, like how a manufacturing facility. Now I want you to imagine a manufacturing facility from a Fortune 500. And once you open the door, there's deafening, and it's like just huge facility with thousands of people. But you see also automated robots, flying drones, not just for processes and producing more. But when it comes to safety, not because employers don't want to take action, they want to desperately, they want to fix this problem. But the nature of business is lagging indicators. So what they do is they hire supervisors, health and safety teams, and these teams are responsible for walking around the facility and detect what is going wrong. But that job is hard. You can only have maybe 2-3 hours of coverage a day. And when you think about these huge facilities, you need so many people. But in fact, health and safety teams are 2-3 people. In our early days, I asked one of the VP of health and safety, amazing leader. He helped, in fact, a lot to cover when it comes to our product and also market fit as well. So I asked him, look, if your management right now, if your CEO, COO give you $1 million budget, maybe unlimited budget, what would you do? And how would you protect this team? And he said, Sercan, I have 1,000 people, in fact, in this facility that I'm protecting, and I would hire 1,000 supervisors. And in fact, we are working 3 shifts. I would hire 3,000 people to protect them 24/7. And that's the idea of Intenseye. So we thought, okay, now what if we turn your existing cameras into your best supervisors and give you 24/7 coverage? And that's the way, in fact, you can basically analyze your facility in real time and action on it to save people. So when you think about industry, why this problem is so big and we cannot solve it right now is not because of like lack of resources. It is how hard manufacturing environment is. It's because those teams are outnumbered and we want to help and empower safety teams to make sure also they have resources to protect their teams. And that's the idea, again, behind the company.
That all makes sense and I absolutely love that. Now, when I introduced you as an EHS platform. Is that the category that you're in? When customers are mapping out line items and buying, is that what they're buying?
They are not. Like, we always said we are category creating solution. I am sure you're also hearing every founder pitching all the time. We all create new categories. We all create new stuff. Yeah. It's like, I'm sure that's like just shocking for everybody hearing like, we create a new category. But to me, what is a new category? Are you inventing a new way of working? If you are making a way of working slightly better, or maybe like just drastically better also, I don't think you're inventing a category. You are, again, maybe creating more efficiency or productivity. For us, it's a completely new way of working. And it takes time to change the mindset also. But what we see is safety teams are working on a, let's say, unsafe act and condition. When they detect it and something goes wrong and it turns into an incident, they log it to their platforms, which is EHS compliance platforms, or they have this basically pen and paper processes. Some facilities use spreadsheets, completely fine. And you can use a software, you can use a spreadsheet, whatever it takes to log the problem, identify it, analyze it, and come up with an initiative. But what is wrong with this is it takes, let's say you are running an enterprise manufacturing organization and you have 100 facilities across the globe. One region is using, let's say, another platform. One region is sending you a presentation. Other region is sending spreadsheets. And as a VP of Health and Safety, you are trying to come up with your serious injuries, fatalities, SIF program, let's say, SIF program for the next year. And it takes you to collect this data once, analyze it another month, and come up with a program, launch it, and make sure every facility all around the world implementing in real time, and then keep track of the program. And usually this is a yearly cycle of the program, come up with maybe BBS, HOP, and these are the programs, safety programs, behavioral-based safety programs, or let's say SIF programs, serious injuries, fatality. And this is the EHS platform. This is where EHS platforms come into play. Sometimes you can use that to log what is going wrong and analyze your issues. But what Intenseye does is much different. What we do is we give, think about that yearly cycle, we make that in weeks. and sometimes in days. So Intenseye sends real-time alerts about what is going wrong. So you can, in fact, action on what is going wrong right now rather than looking at last year's data. Because we believe when it comes to safety, you cannot predict future with the past data. That just cannot happen. So predictive safety, when it comes to that data analysis, we believe lots of companies also selling like just let's say a dream that cannot deliver. But with Intenseye, we are a big champions of like real-time data, real-time insight from sites. And that's how we think we are creating a new category.
This show is brought to you by Frontlines Media, a podcast production studio that helps B2B founders launch, manage, and grow their own podcast. Now, if you're a founder, you may be thinking, I don't have time to host a podcast. I've got a company to build. Well, that's exactly what we built our service to do. You show up and host, and we handle literally everything else. To set up a call to discuss launching your own podcast, visit frontlines.io/podcast. Now, back to today's episode.
How are you approaching, creating that? What are you doing to evangelize that category? And like, what's working when it comes to evangelizing that category?
That's an amazing question. So first we focus on our customers. And 7 years ago, first customers, and we asked them like how we call this like use case, how we create these categories. And right now, if you open our website and you see, let's say our categories, housekeeping, area controls, vehicle controls, we came up with those category names. We named, in fact, those use cases and main categories, and we expand them under like 50 new use cases too. So that helped us a ton in terms of like discovering with our customers. So I would say number one thing that we do really well is relying on our customers, our users on the front lines, and then how they use our platform and operationalize and what they call it and what they call that new workflow. So instead of just sticking with existing health and safety workflows, we created new workflows inside our platform. So that helped us also evangelize with our early users. The second piece is we are really close with industry leaders. And in our early days, we hired health and safety experts with over combined 65 plus years frontline experience and amazing leaders. They know their job. They manage global organizations to facilities, to regional safety programs. And I was sitting next to them 4 years. And still we have also subject matter experts in the team. So we were really close and still close developing our solution. So that helped us also evangelize the category and with their network and with also their know-how. Last piece is also being truthful to what AI can deliver and also how AI can be impactful if it is done ethically and in the right way. So we are always actually cautious about the implementation of computer vision technology because immediate reaction might be, hey, this is a big brother. You are implementing something to measure maybe, let's say, our productivity, how much break our frontline teams are giving. Union leaders usually just concerned that like just our technology might be, let's say, a punitive system, developed for a punitive system, but these are all wrong and we never do that. And we are building ethical AI. So we spend a lot of time with also unions, frontline teams, how we can build anonymization around maybe blurring a face and maybe blurring entire body. And anonymization also at the camera level, thumbnail level, and everything. We spend a lot of time with, again, facilities and frontline teams to build workflows to earn their trust, earn their hearts and minds also at the frontline level. So this is how we build. And those are the three main things that we believe we are evangelizing this new category and making sure also it's done right.
I love it. And I love that approach. What about your approach to marketing? If we just think at a high level of the marketing strategy, how did it begin in 2018 and how have you seen it evolve into what it is today?
That's a great question. So I will tell this story. In our early days, I thought I invented a new marketing motion and I was so excited. And I walked into a board meeting with our investors. I said, like, I invented a new marketing motion. Hear me out. And this is amazing. And turns out I did not invent it. There's a name for it, account-based marketing, but I didn't know that as a first-time founder. So in our early days, I'm trying to land a new just customer. I know that our product can help their facilities and their problems. I'm reading about this account, how they're having challenges with their total recordable injury rates, the use cases. I'm watching videos from their facilities. I'm educating myself. So I thought, okay, now if I reach out to this safety leader, I can help them. But when you reach out to people, maybe you don't get a response or maybe you're not able to book a meeting. What I did is we built this video engine. I asked my co-founder, can you build a video engine for me that I can drag and drop a video and it analyzes with our AI without any interruption, without faking a video or editing a video. We just genuinely generate an AI video that shows also how our system can detect unsafe act and conditions. So we produced that video. I posted on LinkedIn, promoted on the region that I know that account also can, let's say, see our video, and that account also have safety leaders, operations leaders. And I remember a couple hours later, it was just a meeting booked from their VP of Health and Safety with a note that, hey, I'm really interested about this like solution. Would love to hear more. And next day we jumped in a call, and 2 months later, they were our customer. They are still our customer. So this was the first marketing approach we had. Okay, now let's be thoughtful about an account. Let's learn about their problems genuinely and match with our solution. And also send them like just really created experiences, messages to make sure, hey, we know your problems. Our solution can help you to get better and save lives. So let's build a marketing motion around this. So right now we have scaled version of this. We have our outbound SDR team. We have our marketing team launching campaigns at the one-to-one, one-to-few, and one-to-many levels. But our focus is again the account base and making sure also our solution is mapped entirely around industries. So we segment industries, customers around the use cases also to make sure also we are not selling something we cannot do. Also, since those days, we still have a mandate that use our AI and own platform to generate also marketing content to make sure we are not creating something like we cannot deliver. So AI is always like just generating those videos and making sure use cases are applied. So those are the few tips and tricks how we, again, built our motion around account-based marketing and marketing early days.
You can talk so smoothly about marketing, but as you're just talking about your background a few minutes ago, like you didn't come from marketing. Like, how did you get so advanced at marketing to be able to talk in this way?
I don't know, honestly. It's just being a founder, battling challenges, solving challenges, and working with great team members, great leaders, and also our investors. I would say the resources. And it was really helpful to interact with amazing leaders and also get an access to their network. And I have been learning from other founders as well. So at any given time, I'm trying to connect with a founder, like 1-2 step ahead, and also a founder maybe at my stage, and a founder that I can help maybe previous maybe 1-2 stage back. So that's like just the way I'm learning also from other founders too. But I think as a founder, you just like try to solve a problem. And as the company grows also, this is something maybe I'm realizing recently. In our early days, you have 100 problems that you're waking up, and 5 of them is really crucial, and 95 of them are fun. And you work all of them, and you also get to work those like 5 really challenging ones. Maybe you don't like to work, but as the company grows, you give those 95 fun things to like building new teams and giving them, and you end up with like just maybe 5 struggling issues. So in our early days, I was able to interact with many problems that I also taught myself and learned with the teams. Right now, I'm focusing more like just the crucial problems maybe. And marketing was one of the things. Like I'm still leading the marketing team, and we are growing our marketing team as well in the US too. But I think I'm a self-taught maybe founder and reading a lot, meeting with other founders and learning from our investors as well. So those are things maybe.
When you say reading, are there any specific marketing books that you've read, or it's just, reading all of the blog content and all of the social media content that's out there?
That's great. So right now I'm heading to my library because I'm really bad at book names. So one of them was Amp It Up. I really love Frank Slutman and how he built like go-to-market motions, and it helped me a lot in terms of thinking. And I have read also The Great CEO Within, and I have also like just a few maybe communication books and building go-to-market books as well. So those are like just the main, let's say, sources that I learned from. But when it comes to building teams, and Primed to Perform was the book that one of my investors suggested. And it was an amazing book, and learning about like creating high-performing teams as well. So those are like just maybe main few books and resources that I had.
Nice. I loved Amped It Up. I read that one like probably a month ago. It's such a good book. I feel like it's rare to have someone who's like operating writing in that way. It seems like a lot of books are kind of like reflective of like, oh yeah, my time as a CEO many years ago, but it's like he stepped down now and retired, right? But like he wrote that like when he was running this company.
It is unbelievable. The way like just he operates and writes almost same. And also there is this field book version of it. I don't know if you have seen that. And it's amazing for founders. Like just it's a handbook that you can walk into like just workshop and pull a page and like work with your team. I really love that. Also direct, immediate, like just things that you can apply to go-to-market motion. And yeah, it is amazing. And the language is like so simple. And for founders, like the first-time founders, you just want to get the essence of that execution and operations. It's a beautiful book and it's amazing.
Now, what about the marketing team? So you mentioned there, you're running the marketing team. How big is the marketing team? And then how have you approached kind of building that out? What does it look like?
That's a great question. So right now we have our, maybe in fact, I can start with the video piece. Video is so, let's say, unique to our business. So we have our video editing team. So they help us, in fact, process these videos coming from our customers or coming from our, let's say, sales team requests. So they create this unique customer maybe created content, and because we are getting their video footage and we are creating these internal materials for them so they can distribute internally and get more buy-in. So that's one piece. We have our video editors inside marketing team, and they are part of also content generation. We have our content team helping us again with the writing, and also they are responsible for generating thought leadership content as well. We have our account-based marketing motion and team helping us to set up an account-based and account-based growth too. And performance also marketing included that as well. And also the product marketing. We have product marketing responsible for generating content, product-related content. So this is a team and whole team that right now I'm interacting and working with them. And in fact, we are in search for our marketing leader to come in and help us grow marketing team. And in US, we are looking for also field marketers and also demand gen marketers to join us and accelerate our growth right now. And we are tripling our go-to-market resources when it comes to sales and marketing and across the states. And we are building new teams, building also new functions here. It's an exciting time for us.
This show is brought to you by the Global Talent Co., a marketing leader's best friend in these times of budget cuts and efficient growth. We help marketing leaders find, hire, vet, and manage amazing marketing talent for 50 to 70% less than their US and European counterparts. To book a free consultation, visit globaltalent.co.
And are you remote, hybrid, or is everyone in office there in New York?
I have a fun story there as well. So last year, we said, let's go back to office, 3 days work from office and a bit more like hybrid model. But we got this new office space. It's an exciting time. We built the office. It's amazing. And we are 1 month in. And we are at the 4th floor of this amazing, like, Class A building. It's a beautiful space. And we heard news at over the weekend. And there was a pipe burst at the 34th floor, flooded entire building. And now we are out of office and we work remotely for the past, in fact, we worked from maybe co-working space for the past, let's say 6 months. But now we are working remotely and we are aiming to get back into our space next month. So I would say hybrid model in our HQ, but our engineering teams are mainly close to Berlin office and Istanbul office. We have engineering distributed across the EU a little bit, but our go-to-market teams and in New York are working 3 days from office and hybrid. But also we started hiring across territories, across other states also, and those teams are remote. And they visit also New York office and headquarters. That's the way of working right now. It's a little bit mixed, but New York is 3 days from office.
Got it. Makes perfect sense. What about big milestones that you've recently crossed? So obviously you only have to share numbers that you're okay with, but have there been any big milestones that you've celebrated that you've been incredibly excited about?
Absolutely. And I think the biggest milestone, especially in our go-to-market model, which is like landing and expanding our customers, is seeing that enterprise land and expand motion working a little bit more, let's say, like explosively. So we have been seeing successful deployments with our Fortune 500 customers. And these are the ones they have like hundreds, maybe sometimes thousands of location sites. And they don't want to start right away with all of them. How they start is usually just a crawl, walk, run. And maybe I can say even like crawl, walk, and then run. So manufacturing is a little bit more like just a slow when it comes to like this technology, especially mission critical technologies. So we were getting customers starting with 1, 2 facilities and expanding maybe another 2, another 4 other year. And now, like recently, last year especially, we have seen customers going from like 2 facility to 30 and 30 facility to now we are architecting maybe 80, 100 site expansions. And this gave us also a lot of momentum when it comes to building additional teams and more post-sales operations and teams across not just go-to-market. So I would say that's the biggest milestone that we have been waiting. We believe also we have a technology that can scale globally when it comes to computer vision and when it comes to deployment types. We are enterprise ready and we are deploying this, let's say, enterprises with lots of also deployment options. But another milestone that we had, which we have been working a lot for the past couple of years, is creating an edge version of Intenseye. Soon also we will be launching this a bit more hardware kit, I would say, that we can go to market and deploy facilities even with bandwidth or camera challenges. So we are getting ready to also announce Intenseye's also new go-to-market motion and also edge deployment version as well. And now we have hybrid on-prem deployments, cloud deployments, private cloud deployments, and all these versions for enterprises, but also we are adding more and more to make sure and we can unlock also that growth for our customers because we don't want to say no to any facility who wants to protect their workers. We want to make sure we are answering if our customers want to deploy a facility. So we are creating also new models, new ways of deployment for that. So those are the maybe 2 big milestones I would say we passed in terms of go-to-market. And in terms of numbers also, we have ambitious goals for this year, and we are tripling our sales team, as I mentioned. So if we hit our targets this year, right now we are on track with the beginning of the year. Great pipeline generation. We are onboarding our new sales team, and exciting time for us. So we want to accelerate, keep accelerating, and making sure also Intenseye keeps its position as number one and category builder like the last 7 years.
Amazing. When you reflect on the entire journey so far, what do you think has been the most important go-to-market decision that you've made? And take us behind the scenes. How'd you make that decision?
Oof, a change.
It's always the hardest question.
It is a hard question because we are making maybe 100 decisions every day about go-to-market, but right now it feels a bit more established. I would say in our early days, how we decided this land and expand momentum will happen, and enterprise sales, but also our pricing strategy. So those are three combined. In our early days, like I can go way back. With my co-founder, we thought, okay, now like companies will connect their cameras by themselves, and then they will add like just their rules. It's a self-serve, and they will create these use cases by dragging and dropping. It's a great like just a platform and usable, a bit more product-led growth. And then they will just pay us maybe through the platform, maybe like just a small payments we get from like just maybe meeting with them 1-2 meetings. We were so wrong, and we had no idea about enterprise sales. And luckily our investors, early investors, and they sit us down and they said, look guys, like here are the pricing models, and here's what we believe your business will look like. And we started testing with our initial enterprise customers. And one of our early customers, I was able to get in a call with a facility and get their attention, scale conversations to region, from region to health and safety leader globally. And then from there, we walked into a board meeting, COO. So initially, this is publicly trading, large company. And then once we closed that deal, landed and expanded within like just a couple of months, we have seen, okay, now this will be the model, and this is the pricing model behind that. Let's build the go-to-market around this enterprise sales model. So I would say the biggest decision was inventing that land and expand and pricing model and the package creating a motion. But how we learned that and behind the scenes was our investors jumping in and our early customers also helping us. I remember my first call with a procurement leader and from a like just customer, and he was challenging me. And I said, look, this is the first time I'm doing this. Can you tell me like how you guys want to buy this? Like just you tell me and I will like just figure this out. And he gave me amazing insights. Like you guys should think about this and this way. And I had many of those calls and learned from also procurement leaders from our customers basically to adjust our go-to-market and learn from them. So I think honestly that as a founder, like you have founder card, you can say like, hey, I'm figuring this out too. Like, can you help me and work with your customers if you are especially building a category and this is the first time they are buying a solution in that category. And I think it's important to also take advice from your customers as well as your investors and other team members as well.
You know, one thing that I'm really taking away from this conversation, and I really admire you for it, a lot of the founders I speak to who don't have a, go-to-market background necessarily, they kind of view it as, I'm going to do what I'm good at. I'm going to hire other people to figure out the go-to-market side. And I think that's where a lot of founders run into trouble. Like, I think it's very hard to delegate or outsource, this type of function when you're building an early stage startup. You didn't come from this background, but from how you talk, it's very clear that you've spent a tremendous amount of your time just thinking and I would imagine dwelling on go-to-market, and you're still deeply involved. So a lot of respect for that. And I think that's just a really valuable lesson for the listeners who are listening in.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Let's talk a little bit about probably something that had some pain involved. So Series B, a lot of companies, they never make it past Series A. So you did, obviously, you raised, I believe it was 64 million for your Series B. What was that like? What'd you learn from that whole journey?
Yes. Now I'm remembering all the just battle stories from Series B, but honestly, it was a great process. Like we have seen a lot of interest and we were lucky to see this interest too. But before that, and one thing that we did really well as a team, we sit down before our Series B, like at least 5-6 quarters back. And we said, let's start thinking about what it takes to raise the Series B. And we knew also some signals were coming and it was not going to be so easy. And we want to make sure we create a, let's say, history of at least 4-5 quarters that we are executing and we are growing our company that is also attractable for the investment, let's say, ecosystem by that time we are there. So we had this mission. Even if it's like just a small growth, we are going to grow quarter over quarter and we will grow efficiently. We will make sure our resources are enough for us. Even we cannot fundraise, so we are not going to risk also push off the company. And we were also preserving many of the resources that we had also to make sure, again, we are accelerating at the right time. So we went into Series B knowing that we have like just amazing 4 or 5 quarters, and we grew our company. We landed and expanded key accounts, and we continuously acquired new logos. So we show also new logo acquisition was like a machine, from account-based marketing, converting that inside the funnel, and signing new accounts. So that helped us also show that repeatability. And I think that's what Series B investors were looking for. It's like repeatability around a motion that you can like start investing in, but also a lot of things that you are still figuring out as a like early stage business. So we were able to communicate this during our Series B. And it was again back and forth, lots of meetings and great investors we interacted, and Lightspeed Ventures led our round, and amazing investors backed us. Our existing also investors followed as well, and like any other round too. And we were again like just really lucky with their support, and we were able to close our round.
Amazing. I love it. Final question for you. Let's zoom out. We can go to 3 to 5 years into the future, or we can go 10 years into the future. However long you want to go out, what's the big picture vision that you're building here?
Imagine I say I'm just visiting facilities, building new AI models, and continuous like just building new safety use cases. But probably it might be the case. And I love like being connected to customers, because that's the impact we are creating. And we build a team around that mission to everybody is really energized, creating that impact and saving lives. So I think that will always continue, and we will continue doing what we do, and really the best, we believe. But in terms of company and company success, what we want to create is a company that is owning safety end to end and being one single platform and solution for safety teams that they can rely on, that they can build their workflows, and that they can protect their people. And a company shows this also financial success behind this, because we see EHS platforms and compliance market is like fragmented, and there are a lot of solutions, and they're great solutions, but we believe it's too fragmented, and everybody is actually building maybe another version of a form input that they believe it will help an organization. But right now we are seeing across the world, accidents are not going down, incident numbers not going down. People are still actually struggling around this issue. And now there's a plateau around safety and safety numbers. So we want to help. So our mission and vision is driving down these accidents, create an amazing company behind this that we can go public someday. That's our ambition. And we want to create one of the world's fastest growing AI computer vision companies. To us, it is also like surprising that safety and computer vision doesn't have a solution with that recognition and with that also true end-to-end platform. So in a nutshell, we want to be industry standard, and we want people to say from maybe 3-10 years from now, what we were doing without Intenseye, like how we were able to do our safety without this, it's like unbelievable. So we want to create an industry standard that everybody like points out when it comes to safety. And we want facilities to start with that mindset and with Intenseye, and Intenseye like technologies built inside those facilities from day one.
Amazing. I love the vision. I love the problem that you're solving. And I just really love how you're approaching solving it. And as I said, how deeply you're involved in go-to-market. You know, we have another podcast called Unicorn Builders. We only interview founders there who've built billion-dollar companies. I have a feeling the next time you and I talk, it's going to be on an episode of Unicorn Builders. So look forward to that next discussion, and I'll be rooting for all of your success here in the future.
Thank you so much, Brett. This was amazing.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
This episode of Category Visionaries is brought to you by Frontlines Media, Silicon Valley's leading podcast production studio. If you're a B2B founder looking for help launching and growing your own podcast, visit frontlines.io/podcast. And for the latest episode, search for Category Visionaries on your podcast platform of choice. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next episode.